After dragging me to the torture chamber, she skillfully strapped me into the restraining table. Before I knew it, I was sprawled out and bound. She forced open my hand, with which I couldn't make a... She forced open my hand with which I couldn't even make a satisfying fist, and tightly restrained each one of my fingers. Not great how to describe. It's torture now. She fastened only my hand, and my fingers at that, tightly with hinges and locking them in place. Sis, don't kill him, sis. The door to the big cave of the jails had been left open, so I could hear Shion's cry of mortification the entire time. Can you hear it, Shion? I'm going to get started now. Please enjoy Kei-chan's young screams. Give it a fucking rest. The feeling of my body returned, and the first action I took was to tell off that thing that looked like Mion. Awake at last, are we? I lied before, you know, not having wanted to give Shion the most miserable death of all, but locking her up because I hadn't thought of a good way yet. That was a lie. Mion brought over something like a toolbox. From inside it, she removed a large metal hammer, and next to that, she began to line up what looked like long, strangely shaped nails whose ends had been turned into hooks, like the kind you see on a harpoon. I'll let her hear the screams of all those people that died because of her, and after all they've soaked into her very soul, then I'll kill her. I've got pretty good taste, huh? Who are you? Huh? I'm Mion Sonozaki. Has the fear driven you crazy? No, you're not. There's no way you can be Mion Sonozaki. Mion snorted and continued her preparations for the horrifying torture. I see. And if I'm not Mion, who am I? A demon. Huh? You're not Mion. Mion was just here. Give her back. Kei-chan, is your brain really doing okay? You're not going crazy with fear. Don't touch me. You're a damn demon. Give her back. Give Mion back. My best friend. Give Mion back. Mion stood there for a few moments with her jaw hanging open, not expecting me to say that. I myself knew that I was about to go insane. I knew it was nonsense to demand Mion's return when she was right in front of me, but this person in front of me couldn't possibly have been Mion. There was no way. I couldn't accept that. So, this is what I thought. Mion had really been possessed by a demon, and it was controlling Mion as if it were a separate personality. Mion was just a victim being manipulated by it. The evil one was really this thing. It had to be the doing of this demon possessing her. When Mion heard that, he started coughing, laughing so hysterically that he started to cough and almost choke. You really are a piece of work, you know that? In this very moment, Mion Sonozaki is trying to kill you, and you're trying to reject me? I never knew there was such a funny person in all of the world. If you want to laugh, do it all you want. No matter what you say though, I won't accept that you're Mion. Give her back. Away with you, demon! Kei-chan, Are you trying to kill me by drowning me in my own tears? Oh, there's just so much laughing to do right now, isn't there? No matter what, I wouldn't lose to that laughter of hers. I shouted loudly. I shouted from the bottom of my heart, so that the real Mion, trapped inside the Mion I saw in front of me, would be able to hear. You can do it, Mion. Don't lose to this piece of shit demon. You're strong. Show me how strong you are. The tears welled up and flooded down her face. Her hands were busy with the restraints, so she couldn't even wipe them. She just let them flow. Please, Mion. Mion, where did you lose to the demon like this? You're not that weak, are you? Don't lose. Fight. Fight. Mion, desperately enduring her laughter, pressed one of the long nails into the tip of my left pinky. Ah, no. Is this nail removal? Oh god, I hate that. In her left hand was the hammer. At her side were a dozen more nails. Oh god, it's hammering nails into him. Oh god. Even though I'm not seeing it, I'm just imagining it. They're just terrible. I could tell what she was about to do, though I wish I couldn't. Even so, I couldn't afford to be scared. That was why I shouted. My sides hurt like they're about to split. Is that all? I'm going to get started now. Be sure to give her some good screams. Not only am I torturing you, K-chan, but I'm torturing Shion as well. Why would you, Mion? And then I wept. Only sobs came out. They weren't in acceptance of the torture about to be performed, however. They were tears of regret that Mion had lost to the demon. Yet, a small change did occur in the Mion in front of me. Her heightened excitement was draining, little by little. By the time I'd realised it, the one in front of me had returned to being Mion. K-chan, this may not be something pleasant to take to the grave with you. You really seem to want to know though, so I'll tell you just one thing. I didn't know if this was Mion or just a display of momentary humanity the demon had recovered. A long time before the demon came to live inside me, it was gnawing at my heart, trying to spur me to violence, but I suppressed it with my own reason. That settled the demon down, and I got to thinking that it had gone away somewhere. As it turned out, I was wrong. It hadn't left me, it had just gone to sleep. I noticed that there were tears forming in her eyes. The demon woke again due to a certain small opportunity. What do you think that opportunity was? There was a sad yet reproachful light in Mion's eyes. Do you understand? I don't know. What gave the demon the chance to beat Mion? This might be strange for me, a demon, to say, but you're the reason that everything got so messed up. The tears welling up in her eyes spilled downwards all of a sudden. At the time, if only you'd given me that doll you got without hesitating, maybe everything wouldn't have gone so twisted. The doll I got. That doll I got when we had our club meeting at the toy store that Sunday? You probably can't understand. I wouldn't expect you to. But you see, all sorts of things started falling over like dominoes after that, and soon it was too much for me to control. It only makes sense that you wouldn't be aware of knocking over the first one, since it was so small, but you're the one who set it up. That can't. Me? If you hadn't made Mion cry, then I wouldn't have had to awaken. Is that enough? For you to die in peace? A mistake that I made on that day was what messed everything up? That can't be, can it? It only makes sense that you wouldn't be aware of it. Even so, Kei-chan knew I without the doubt the cause. If he had nonchalantly given me that doll that day, then I don't think this would have ever happened. I wanted to say like I just remembered something I recalled that day. Rena had told me about that, and I thought I had apologised. I didn't apologise to Mion though. It had been Shion. In other words, oh god, I hadn't said a single word of apology to Mion. Today, I came to this house saying that I had something to apologise for, but I never said a word of apology about this. Come to think of it, when I apologised for going into the ritual storehouse, Mion looked a little bit lonely, like she was disappointed. Why didn't I realise until just now? Rena told me at the time, and now she herself, no, the demon was telling me. It is the only way for a dense idiot like me to be cured, to die together, or to die altogether. Oh, I could no longer hold back the hot tears from pouring out from me. I simply cried and cried, and reflected indifferently on the taste of my tears and the taste of regret. Can I start now then? This method of torture is very simple. I'll nail one of these into the joints on your... I'll nail one of these into the joint on the end of your left pinky finger. Then I'll nail each one in order until I get to your thumb. Then I'll go back to your pinky and nail one into the joint in the middle. So on and so on until I hammer 50 nails into your left hand. Oh god. When that's over with, I'll do it to your right hand next. After that, if you're still conscious, I'll tell you. There are lots of nerves bundled in your fingertips, so it hurts far more than you could imagine. Some people apparently pass out before you finish hammering 30 nails into their hands, so... Mion pressed the tip of the nail into my left pinky finger. My wrists, my arms, and all the joints on my fingers were strapped so tightly it hurt, and I couldn't even twitch. I didn't hesitate at all when I was torturing the others. Why do I hesitate now? If this will satisfy your demon, Mion. If it will sate the demon, then do to me what you will. Are you serious? Compared to how much I hurt Mion, this is nothing, right? Do as much as you want. In exchange, promise me 2 things. Mion was silent. Did, however, wait for me to speak. After you're satisfied with causing me pain, forgive Shion. He's been punished enough to make up for her crime into sneaking into the storehouse, hasn't she? You, after all this, you can still worry about Shion more than yourself. The other thing is that when you had your fill, you disappear. Give that body back to Mion. That's all. You know, are you not even considering possibly begging for your life or anything? Can I ask you to promise 3 things instead of 2. The third is to leave me alive. You said 2 in the beginning, didn't you? So you can't have any more. That's a shame. That's a shame. In such an abnormal situation, Mion and I laughed quietly together, as if sharing in a stupid joke. I probably won't keep these promises, understand? I'm a demon, after all. I guess there's nothing I can do then. I recall tightening my hands into fists when enjoying the pain of the dentist's office. Right now, they were open all the way to the fingertips, so I couldn't even grip them. So instead, I tightened my toes. Okay, do it. I prepared myself already. So, do it. You waiting like this to hammer the nails in is scarier. It's going to diminish my readiness after all. Mion gently put down the hammer. Mion put down the hammer and gently stroked my cheek. K-chan, I'll agree to do just the 3rd thing, okay? Huh? My 3rd wish. To save me. You'll agree to it? Your 1st wish. To save Shion. That's long done for. The demon will kill her. It's already been decided, so I can't stop it. So give up on that. Her delicate fingers slid from my cheek to my chin. As for your 2nd wish, to give this body back to Mion, that won't happen either. After today, Mion will never come back. From day on, even if my body is here, it will just be a body. Because the Oni has taken over it. That isn't true. Mion is Mion. Don't say such sad things. Like that, she won't ever come back. Can you hear it? That sound? Mion gently closed her eyes and listened. I definitely heard it as well. Slam. Slam. It was a dull noise that repeated at fixed intervals. A low noise accompanied by reverberations. A lot of people were ramming the iron doors to this underground ritual storehouse. You're late, so Rena probably called Oshi-san. Not just called Oshi. That spaced out girl being so quick thinking was the one thing I didn't anticipate. I'll agree with you there. Mion grinned like she'd been outwitted, then took something that looked like an electric razor out of her pocket. When she pressed the switch, pale blue sparks flew out with a snapping noise. You've probably never seen one before, right? It's a real stun gun. It's illegal, and its output has been increased quite a bit. Is that what you hit me with before? That's not a toy children should be playing with, you know? You're right. You seem to want to use a stun gun on me. When able to move, I felt to press the cool lump of metal to my neck. Slam, slam! I heard a roar as they broke down the first large door. The halls were a bit complex, but aside from the door to this very torture chamber, there was nothing in their way. I won't kill you, but I'll have you go to sleep for a bit, K-chan. Oshi will be here soon. This will only hurt a bit. Feeling the same shock as before. Gritting my teeth wasn't going to help much, but I clenched them tightly anyway. However, just as she did when she was about to hammer in the nails. She hesitated a little. I cracked open my tightly closed eyelids. I'm sorry for disgracing Mion. I made a promise before coming in here. Whatever happens, the Mion inside my heart won't change. Look, forget about that. If you ever see me after today, don't come near me. By then, it will be the demon that's inherited my corpse. What are you talking about? Just as I tried to say that, a much stronger light than before shined, and like a television being switched off, my consciousness went black. A bit overly dramatic explosion there, wasn't it? And now we slip back into darkness, eh?